Hello and welcome to the Carbitrage Podcast, episode 249. I am Eric Berger, joined as always by my co-host Ryan Soninsky. Hello.
Hey, that's me.
Jana, hello.
Hi.
Since I had 2 beers on the first episode, I'm not drinking anything. What are you on today?
I'm on my first beer. It's a Mexican Honey Light.
Would
Too
you
much
like
cold
a
press.
koozie?
No, it's warm enough as it is.
Ooh, I have
The fridge is
right
broken?
here.
No, you had the door open.
Oh, it's been open for 2 weeks then. Yikes.
Okay, well, I
Oh.
closed it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thankfully,
no.
that's only beer, right?
Yeah. There's
Okay.
2 beers. There's a solitary Coors Banquet and a solitary Indeed. This is like, it's a little cold, but it was like cracked open just a smidge. So this is about lukewarm.
That explains why the GFI went a couple days ago. Okay, cool. Anyway,
And then your Coors Banquet that you have in there, it was like next to the freezer, so that one's okay.
I assume
I
the freezer
have-
is like a block of ice because of
I
that then.
presume.
Cool.
Ooh, yes, we do have 2
Tiny
pies.
pies.
Wow, those are
from,
adorable.
Yeah.
The Vikings and Goddesses.
Viking is and goddesses.
The Vikings and Goddesses Bakery was where we got it from.
They make pies.
I can see that.
And they
Yes.
make tiny
They're
pies
quite
when you go
good.
to the farmer's market.
What are the there's this like a separate name for like the miniature pies like that. Maybe
Hand
even
pies?
A hand pie. No,
There's a
a hand
different
pie
one.
looks like an empanada.
tarts.
A tart.
Tarts.
People
Yes.
call them tarts. And like the
Yes.
first time I saw it, I'm like, why aren't all pies like this?
Exactly. But I do have to say, we did have a slice, and it was supposed to be coconut cream. It ended up being lemon meringue. But
This one I'm imagining.
yeah, the one that we
Okay.
ate.
But it was delicious.
It was
I'm not mad at it.
so good.
If you want to have some of the lemon meringue, it's right there. You just
it's
use your finger.
yeah, it's squished our pies.
I did just wash my hands, but
Yeah,
thank you for the
can
offer.
use your finger if you want it.
But it was lemon meringue, and the meringue was lavender meringue. So it was lemon filling with a lavender meringue,
So
and
it goes great with that cola.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was delicious because the lavender cut through the tart of the lemon.
Yes.
It was good, and I actually like the crust, and I normally don't like pie crust.
My mother is the type of lady who will make a pie and then make an entire second crust just to eat and snack while she makes the pie.
Good.
She loves pie crust.
I love pie crust too. Your mother's a wonderful lady.
She is a wonderful lady.
I'll have to get her some Viking and Goddess pie crust.
All right,
I'm sure she would
how
eat it.
fast can you go over the Patreon?
Patreon.com/carbitrage.
There we go.
Sign
Cool.
up.
All
Bye.
right.
Okay.
Sorry,
My
I got
first
excited
topic.
about pies.
That's kind of last time we talked about big trucks. It was the Hummer that sold for $275,000 and bring a trailer. But I want to talk about one that isn't that cool or that good. It's
have
a
a lot-
regular old GMT
One
FM2.
second. We have a lot of truck news on this episode. I have a truck story as well.
Well, it's
Anyway, don't worry, my
mine's
truck-
making fun of them.
Mine isn't. Mine's actually a cool thing about trucks. But anyway.
So there was presumably still is, an owner of a brodozer
Yeah.
in Louisiana. He's got XD Rockstars on his lifted 1500 Silverado. Apparently where he parks, the truck is very susceptible to break-ins. I'm not exactly sure what he's keeping repeatedly and replacing in his center console, but it drove him after the 4th break-in to rig his center console with a flashbang firework.
Which is very illegal.
It is, but he didn't get cited for it because this is Louisiana.
Yeah.
And there is video of it
I love this. Ooh, let
actually
me see it.
happening.
I want to
So
see this.
I'm going to play it, and if you haven't found us on Twitch
Oh.
or on YouTube, feel free to go ahead and look at that in the future. But right now, it's a guy pulling up in a Chevy Cruze using a window breaker to break the window in a GMT FM2 lifted brodozer. He's hoisted himself over waist high into the truck,
And he
opens
ran.
the center console. You see a visible flash and a puff of smoke, and then he runs back to the Cruze, and they take off.
That's so funny. I wasn't allowed to like drive my dad's truck because I physically could not get inside. So I'm
That's totally
impressed.
fair.
Yeah, the reason people do that is
It's like putting your mailbox in concrete and putting steel
Well,
inside of the post for when somebody
I
hits it
think
with a
I
baseball
know
bat.
what you're looking for in that truck is there's that's owned by a certain demographic who probably has a concealed carry and probably has a driving gun. They're probably looking for something like that.
True.
Or other valuable
But again,
stuff
this
in
is
the center
this
console.
was the
Yeah.
5th time this
This
truck
is
had been broken into there.
hilarious.
So like, is he buying new firearms every time?
No, obviously not.
So it must have been like either
Good
drugs or
on,
money
good
or
on
something.
Louisiana for not doing anything.
I
I'm
know,
still
and like
impressed with how
there was
high
an
that
official
percentage
statement
on-
was like, this is illegal and it's very dangerous. But
I'm okay with that. No, like
This is why I'm gonna have a Citroen DS and I'm gonna have a Calibri in the air vent, not the center console.
this is also like
Big brain.
All right,
Big
so
brains.
my thing is like you should totally be able to booby trap your house.
Yes.
Because it is not your fault that somebody else decided to break into your house.
Especially
Yeah,
if it's
but
a
I'm-
repeat offense.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, somebody tries to break into my house and they fall into like a punji pit in my backyard.
Oh no!
I'm sorry. I'm collecting my wood stakes that I poop on. It's not my fault that you stepped on them. I put these leaves over it so I didn't step on it. Because I know that the leaves mean that's where my poop sticks are. It's your fault for stepping on the poop sticks. I'm sorry.
God.
Like, you should just be able to do... I can put my poop sticks wherever I want.
I'm only laughing because of the punji sticks being poop sticks somehow.
Because punji sticks, well, that's what you would do. Is with punji sticks, is you wrap them in feces. And then, yeah,
So they
then it
died
guarantees the dude does
Dies.
not go back into the battlefield. Yeah.
Correct.
Well,
This-
it doesn't necessarily die, but he has to like immediately get off the battlefield, and instead of being just like a hurt foot, you need to go to the like immediately. To
I
the
tried
battle.
explaining what a booby trap was to a 5-year-old, and I realized I do not know how to do that.
well,
I was like, it's like when you hide a mouse trap, and he was like, what?
did they think it had to do with boobies?
No.
Well, it kind of makes into a boob because the term boob meant a fool.
Yeah.
That's why a blue-footed booby is called a
No.
blue-footed booby.
Because
Yeah,
they're
I
not
don't
intelligent
think 'cause
birds.
Exactly.
They're a kid that respects women, so I don't think they understand that booby is a...
Everyone loves boobies, but yes, you have to do it
Yeah,
carefully.
the term boob was actually only used for breast very recently.
Good.
That's only come into the lexicon, I think, in the last 150
Well,
years.
it's my favorite term
It's
for
my
them.
favorite.
So
Yeah, I think you just call them
everything else is too sharp or boring.
Yeah, like when you call them breast, I'm like, no, because that implies
That's kind of like
any
creepy.
mammals.
Tits is too like. Look at that
Too
stripper's tits.
I like saying
Yeah.
titties.
Titties is-
T-I-D-D.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them
Titties,
titties.
yeah.
Okay, that one's pretty
Yeah,
good too.
Titty is better than
But
boob.
I like the
I
word
don't know
boob.
if it's better.
Well,
Boobs
because-
are.
Because
the
like
thing is,
boob,
I
it,
use-
it's
It
the
has a
shape.
shape, yeah.
But this is the thing. The term boob is much better used as a very specific derogatory term towards an idiot.
But there are many words that have two very different meanings in context.
Yes, but this is why I differentiate the two when I say titty instead of boob. Is because when I say boob, I want it to be known I'm talking about an idiot. Because
boob.
It's
yeah,
very
like-
apparent in the context of everything you
yes,
say when
it
you
is,
refer to
it
this
is,
boob.
Yes, but I also like saying the word titty instead of boob. But
That's fine.
yeah, but like when I say boob, like why I choose one over the others, boob just it perfectly encapsulates a kind of idiot.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a lot of kinds of idiots, and the
It's
term
like a very oblivious.
like a boob is just a really good derogatory, very descriptive derogatory term of like a
Yeah,
Homer
boob.
Simpson kind of like person. Not quite as like actively stupid as Homer Simpson,
Right.
but like somebody that's like Homer Simpson
It's like
level.
faux pas dumb.
It's Homer Simpson level ignorant,
Mm-hmm.
but like somebody that's still entirely functional in society.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's like it's such a great word. So it's just like for when somebody should be better than this. Like, yeah.
I'm just thinking about titties now. So
Yes.
There you go.
Now, all right. Well,
You're
how about
welcome.
let's talk about mice.
Mice.
No
'Cause-
mice.
The mouse
Mouses are cute. Mouses, like pet mice, are cute. And the term
Lab mice?
topolino in Italian means mouse.
Oh, I
Fun fact.
didn't know that
Yes.
actually.
And so Fiat is bringing back the topolino name
Yes.
for their version
Oh yeah, this is
of
not
the
me.
Ami. Yes.
Me.
I love
Look,
that
look,
like
they brought
every.
it back and they called it the topolino.
Oh yes, we've seen these before.
We've seen the Ami,
Yes.
but not
Oh.
the topolino.
I bet these things are so much fun to
I can't see
drive.
the difference
I
because
quite
Well,
badly the
The Topolino's not on there. This is an Opel and a Citroen, but do they not even have a concept drawing of
No,
the?
not yet.
Okay.
They just revived. They just brought back the name.
Because I know we covered like this little off-roady one with no doors and.
Yeah, no, they brought back the name for trademark, so they're going to be making one and
Nice.
calling it the Topolino.
Well,
and I'm
that's
here for
cute.
this. This is great news. Like, yeah, more tiny cars, please.
This is like the Toyota IQ of 10 years ago.
I
It's
quite
like
badly want one of these.
I don't think they would function well on our roads, but I also
I
want one.
think they would function for somebody else like I do.
Yeah,
It would function so perfectly.
you'd have to take all back roads here though.
Yeah, but I have other cars, obviously.
True.
But like short of here, I don't leave St. Paul unless I absolutely have to. And if I do, I don't do anything else that day because it's now taking up all of my energy. I don't want to do anything else. And yeah, I can totally.
That's fair. I mean,
I'm
this-
not
We were
above.
just having this conversation in the car where I was complaining that people in like England and European countries don't know anything about the European countries surrounding them because they refuse to take an hour-long train ride.
Oh yeah, that's a huge distance for those folks. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
you
I
can
don't
go
blame them.
all the way around Europe in a day. Like, no problem.
Yeah, no, I don't. Like,
And they refuse to. Like, my
Mhm.
favorite is somebody was in like Thames and they asked where Edinburgh was and the person could not.
That's in the same country.
Wait, no, not Thames. They were on the England side of the river and they asked where Edinburgh was
Okay.
and the person
Newcastle.
could not tell them.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
I mean, to their credit, nothing makes sense about how
It's also-
England is laid out.
It's Edinburgh.
And
Whatever. I
Thames.
don't.
Yeah, Thames and Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Whatever. I had way too much coffee. My heart's about to
Um.
explode, and I'm very focused on this misprint sale.
Well, I told Jana. My response to that was, well, yeah, of course people from England don't go anywhere. Where are you gonna go as an English person? Every country hates you.
Scotland.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
where they go.
Like you-
That's it.
Do you want to go somewhere very exciting and new to you? Go to the island of Jersey, which is in between England and France, and that's about as far away from England as you can get.
I didn't even know there was an island between the two.
Yeah, it's called Jersey. But
New
like
Jersey.
that is that's where New Jersey is from. Actually, is from
Oh my
Jersey,
God.
the island of Jersey.
Please tell me original Jersey's not as big a shithole.
No, it's actually a very nice area, and it's an island that's like the size of Edina. It's a very small place. But yeah, that's about as far as you can go before you get into countries that actively hate England. The only other, maybe I guess you go to Barbados because they like just got rid of the Queen, and
I
it
went
was
to
like
Barbados to find out.
that was about the only other place I could think of. Because I guess Australia, but like
They
Australia
have some like South African colonies still or something, or
No.
the Bahamas.
No,
no,
they're
no.
not-
In South Africa, they have gated communities in which the white people that still live there are extremely racist.
Ah.
yeah, you don't want to.
Well, I don't want to go to South Africa. I know that, but I have
like
friends
it's
from there, but they live here now.
Furthermore, like England, like if you just think of like America's got a bad track record, but relative to England, we're pretty great. Because like
Yeah, I feel like a lot of stuff kind of gets glossed over.
yeah, like England is pretty horrible place.
I'm like,
to,
wow, you did all that?
historically.
I'm like, of course.
Like,
Like-
so, yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, yeah, of course they don't go anywhere. Like they can't find another country that speaks English that wants to talk to them. Like nobody wants to talk to them. I don't blame them. But yeah, the Topolino I think would be just perfect for.
Are they planning to like change the underpinnings at all, or okay, just a rebadge?
Just rebadge.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm
Is it
okay
going to
with
be
it.
like the what was the Signet?
I can only hope.
I have to keep coming back to the IQ because like that thing was one of everything. I
Yes,
mean, every
everybody made
company
the IQ. Yeah,
or
it was-
IGO, I think it was actually the IGO.
It's called the IQ.
Well, they made two different cars. The IQ was later, and I think that got
No,
rebranded
it
too.
was the IQ.
but the
It was
AYGO.
The Toyota IQ. The IGO was a Yaris.
Okay, but that
It's
also
based
got
off the Yaris.
right.
Actually.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit smaller Yaris, but it was not.
Yep.
The
yeah.
IQ,
Yep.
yeah.
The IQ is the sad dog James May car. I remember that now. All right.
Yes.
So staying with Fiat, they now have a in-house heritage restoration thing like Mazda's been doing.
Quite good.
Daihatsu, all these other
This is
companies
good.
we've been covering. The first car they chose to do was one of the most interesting products I think they ever made, was a 92 SZ.
That's a great car. I love Zagato. Everything Zagato's ever made is always perfect.
Like I cannot even imagine what this would have looked like in 92 and like how terrible I thought it looked in the late 90s. But
No,
like
this
the
is perfect.
SZ
This is a good car.
a great car.
This is a very good looking
And
car.
like I hope they keep doing this.
This is what I love about Zagato is Zagato, they're kind of like cubists. Like Picasso or something like that.
Yeah.
Where at first glance you go, oh god, that's horrible. And then you look and you go, ooh, wait a minute.
I kind of like seeing that every day.
This is good. And if I had like Elon Musk money, I would have one of every Zagato car. Absolutely. I love Zagato more than any company. And I'm actually mad at myself that I don't currently own a Zagato product.
Yeah, what's the cheapest Zagato product?
You could get a Fulvia Zagato, which is the best Fulvia.
What I mean, was the body different?
Yeah, look at it. Google Lancia Fulvia Zagato.
I don't think I need to type in Lancia. Fulvia is unique enough.
Yeah, Zagato. It's so good.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, they made it better.
I don't know if I prefer that.
Oh, I do. It's so good. I love that so much.
I mean, it's not It's not worse, but I don't like the front end.
I love it.
I don't
think
like it.
It looks so good.
It's not my deal.
I think it was the color probably, but the
Maybe.
front end I really like.
But anyway, my late friend Harold, before he passed, like this was on his short list of cars to find,
Yeah.
the SZ, and I'm like, that's a really good idea.
It's a very good car.
Like, I'm sure it's a terrible car, but like I kind of still want it.
I can't think of a Zagato product I objectively hate.
These are big money.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Well,
a
every
little
Zagato is because
bit-
they
It's
were
too bad.
they were so polarizing.
Yeah. Well, yes.
It's just like Cubism, where nobody bought it, and now everybody's like, "Ooh, those are actually quite good," and now they're all the money.
Wasn't there? Did Zagato do the 8Z Volante?
I think they did, yeah.
That thing, I don't know if I like how that
8C.
looked.
I think
Yeah.
they did 8C. They also did an Aston Martin, which is really good.
I might have to pull that up too, but maybe they didn't do the 8C
There's also
Zagato.
the Autech Zagato, which is the Nissan Skyline-based Zagato.
Oh, okay. So Zagato did mod an 8C, but it's not the car I was thinking of.
Yeah,
The Disco Volante. So the Zagato one actually looks fine. I don't mind that at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Autech Zagato is the one where everybody gets
How do you
tripped
spell
up.
that?
Autuch. And that was
Zagato.
and that was a Zagato based off of Skyline.
Oh,
That's the one where
interesting.
everybody's like really
That looks like a
polarized.
toned down SZ.
Yeah, that's very similar. I
Wow,
like
that
this a lot.
hood. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Those
the
are
hood
actually the
encompasses the mirrors. Yeah.
it's really cool.
That I've never even seen that before.
It's a very weird car. I like
That
it a
is
lot though.
one of the most 80s things. You could have just put this straight up
It's a
into
90s
RoboCop.
car. It's a 90s car. But
Really?
Yeah, no, it was totally like from that era. It's early
Jeez.
90s. Like it was totally designed in like 1988, and like totally went on the market like I think 1992.
Oh, so this is like the bi-turbo is to the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it was like it happened to go to market in the 90s, but it had been in the pipeline previously.
We know the Italian pipeline is very slow and full
It's
of wine,
very,
so
very good car. I like that a lot. I can't think of a Zagato that I objectively dislike. The era when they did a lot of plexiglass and bubbly windows was probably my least favorite, and even that I like.
well, it's because you're damaged.
Well, one second. Zagato.
No rebuttal, just, well, 1 second.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of, because like in that same era, they also did the DB4 Zagato, which was really good. They did the Lancia Appia Zagato, which was pretty polarizing. They did the Abarth 750 GT Zagato in that era. Actually, I do like that era. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a Zagato I really don't like, because even like their pre-war cars, like, let's try 1950s Zagatos, see if there's something there. I'm just trying to think of like when they would have possibly made something I don't like. Oh my god, no, the 50s cars are even better.
So this is the model I was thinking of the 8C that I really hate, and I don't know if Zagato did that. I feel like they did. But like it's got F430 or 599 headlights on it. Like the front, I don't know. I don't dig that.
I don't think that was Zagato.
You just don't think it is because you don't want them to have done that.
No, like I don't dislike that. It reminds me of a Fiat 8V. But
I mean, it pays homage to like the original Disco Volante. So I get
okay,
that, but-
maybe it was. It might have been like a one-off sort of thing to like pay homage. But I would buy it. Like I would be okay having that in my collection. It's not my favorite Zagato.
Looks like they made at least 3 of them.
All right, so my least favorite one that they made was the Fiat 500C Panoramica Zagato. And this one, it's still cute as a button.
Oh, one of the old Fiat 500s.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is my least favorite Zagato. And for
That-
me to say this is my least favorite Zagato, it's still cute as a button. Funny, look at this thing.
Well, hold
Oh
on.
my god, why'd you find that one
Look at
photo?
when this photo was probably taken. That is enough pixels.
But isn't this car cute, honey?
I don't.
Janice says it's very
I
cute.
don't like it.
But, I mean, that's like my least favorite Zagato that they made. And it's still really stinking cute.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I don't like this one. But the SZ I like, and hopefully we see more Fiat restorations. Like I'd love to see a 124 and like a X19,
That'd be
like
cool.
an X19 a Barth or something. I don't know. That's just all the manufacturers that are embracing their old crappy product. Like yes, more of that.
I thought that Mercedes had discontinued the SL.
And
They didn't.
Oh, they discontinued the SLK.
I think they did. Something like that. They discontinued something. I can't remember. But they made a really weird another SL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and AMG worked with them on it, and it's a
When did the 43 moniker change to a
right here, right now.
4-cylinder?
Yeah, it's now a 4-cylinder turbo
That's not going to make a
Hybrid.
good noise.
hybrid as well.
Okay. Tell me more about the hybridity.
And it's like a performance hybrid where the hybrid motor makes it more powerful, and it makes good power actually.
I mean, Mercedes has made reliable-ish turbo 4-cylinders for quite a while that make just absurd power with the 45 AMG, CLA, GLA. But,
Yeah.
I mean, they don't sound good at all.
No, I mean no, but also I mean if you're, I don't think that this car was designed to be the best sounding car. I think this was made to be
But it's
the
a convertible.
It's the entry level Mercedes convertible AMG. So
But
if
you
want-
have to hear it more because it's
Yes,
a
you do.
convertible.
But
That's a pretty cramped engine bay for a
you
4-pot.
you don't need to spend any time in it because it makes 381 horsepower and 354 pound-feet of torque.
Jeez, that's a lot.
And the mild hybrid system will give you another 14 horsepower. And when you put your pedal, or when you go full throttle,
Mhm.
while the turbo spools up, it will give you another 14 horsepower from the electric motor. So that's cool.
Does it have an electric-only range?
Probably not. I don't
Okay.
know. It's got 48-volt electrical system, which okay. But yeah, it's an electric turbocharger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm not sure if we've seen a production car with one of those yet. I mean, they've been in production for a
I
long
wonder,
time.
this might not even be hybrid. It might just be electric turbo. It might just, yeah, it's just an electric turbo. It's not hybrid.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah,
I
so
think
it's an electric turbo.
Magnetti Morelli did a bunch of work and actually made a production-ready electric turbo quite a while ago.
Yes, and they were using their F1 team, and this is from it's the same technology from the F1 team. 0-62 in 4.9 seconds, top speed 170 miles an hour.
All right.
Like it's got enough wind noise you're not gonna hear the engine.
This SL has back seats.
Yes,
That is different.
it's an interesting vehicle.
This
It's got 4-wheel steering as an option.
this reminds me of an E-Class convertible or something from back in the day. It kind of has a 911 cab
it's a
shape to it.
weird car, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what to make of this. Maybe they did kill the SL and they brought it back just to
I think they
change it a
did.
bit.
And you know what? When they make this in green with the Designo interior, I'll be here for it.
Okay,
'Cause-
yeah.
yeah. I think
The name Designo still gets me every time.
such
Like,
a
wow, I
stupid
love
name.
the design of this thing. What should you call the trim?
Designo.
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 I'm not kidding. This is due out tomorrow. I'm like, I have no other ideas, man.
just
All
call
right,
it Designo.
Designo.
My name's Hofkrieger. I don't know. We're not gonna call it a Hofkrieger design.
Oh,
Call it
man.
Designo.
I'm about a trim level called Hofkrieger.
Yeah, just like some super German sounding name.
What's a strong German name? Hofkrieger.
Hofkrieger. I don't know.
I regret asking my question, but you are correct.
But I think I'm here for it. I think I am. We really need to start making a cool wall here. I need to decide to make one so we can put things like this on a cool wall.
As long as it's a virtual cool wall, that's fine. It's like a physical one's gonna take up, a wall.
No,
That doesn't.
just make one right here. And face a camera towards it. None of these cameras do anything.
Well, I mean,
They
they give the
face us.
gist of
Yeah,
the
I feel like
essence
if I
of
just
us.
have one that's like facing a tiny cool wall right here, we just put up photos and put it somewhere like on a graph. Like a
I feel like we'd be better off with like a magnet board or something that we
maybe we
just
should
set
do like
up.
a quarterly tier list of cars.
Yeah, but we could do that digitally, which would be better.
Yeah, I think I might just do that because I can just go to tier list, whatever the website is for tier
Yeah,
list,
that was
and make
good.
one.
That's worked really well when we've done it in the
I'll,
past.
I'll,
By
I'll
we, I
make,
mean
I'll,
you.
I'll make a tier list.
I was able to get one of the misprints.
Good. I'm happy
I
for you.
got a crew neck with a ghost on it.
She was looking for shirts.
Nice.
But yeah, I think I'm here for this. Jana, what do you think about this? It's a electric turbo, so it's a turbocharger with electric motor that helps spool it up. It's a SL and it's got 4 seats.
And
I
4
think it's
cylinders.
Neat.
Jana thinks it's neat. and
Would
it's
it
a
be
4-cylinder.
better in green?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, make this dark green with a brown interior, and yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah.
solid.
Then and then like there's a certain demographic that would eat that up.
And then
That's
put like
certain-
the grandpa spec exhaust on it so I can't hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like honestly, I'm sure Brabus could make that exhaust sound fine.
Probably. As long as they make it sound like a Fiat 500, it'll be fine.
It's not hard to make 4-cylinder exhaust sound good.
Well, it is, but it's been done now, so we figured it
No,
out.
let's say at this point now it's not hard. There's now a way to do it. Like, you know what to do. You know,
Right. There's a recipe.
you can't like count on the engine noise. You need to tune the engine noise to make it good.
And let's be honest, this probably has the pipe it through the stereo engine sound anyway. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it sounds like a V8.
No, but it's not.
It isn't.
All right.
And you can be especially sure of that when you roll up to the gas pump with your 4-cylinder SL. That's my shitty segue. So when I took the Phantom last year to
Yes.
Pikes Peak from Texas and then back to Minnesota, I was pretty annoyed, and I know this is a first world problem, but every single time I stopped for fuel, I had to use 2 different credit cards because I maxed out the pump. And fuel's more expensive now, I've been told. So
Yes, it happens very
Visa
quickly. Yes.
has just changed their rules now, where their pump authorization is now $125.
That's hilarious.
So brodozers rejoice. I will be able to fill the Phantom with 1 credit card, and everyone with a pickup truck driving alone that gets 9 MPG and complains about how Biden did fuel can fill up their car on their credit card.
You know, as much as I complain about fuel prices with my Fiat,
Yeah.
because I get reasonable fuel economy, but I have to use premium, and it's just on that side of the not worth it scale for premium.
Mid-grade is still a thing.
I never blame the president because I understand how fuel prices work.
Do you?
Yes,
And the
I
fact
also,
that we've seen these before?
I also never credit the president. 'Cause
Well, yeah.
Not everything is about politics. Well, I mean,
Correct.
this is a political issue, but not everything is controlled by politics. So
Yeah, it's not like there's a dial in one office that one person controls.
Yeah,
There's
and
always more than one person.
If that were to exist, then why aren't you blaming Donald Trump for not making gas $1? Like, it's like
Wow, spare
Ga-
me your logic.
gas wasn't like much cheaper like 4 years ago. So
I
it
don't
was
know.
a little bit cheaper, yeah, but it wasn't like
But
life changing cheaper.
14 years ago, though. Oh, wait. During the McCain-Palin campaign, gas was just as expensive.
Yep, and it was
And money was worth more then.
that was also during the Bush administration.
Was it really?
Yeah, because Obama hadn't been elected yet. Oh wait, he was.
Oh,
he
true.
he was elected in 08, but
True,
he took
true, true.
office in 09.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
Well, there you go.
it's not the president's fault. It's annoying, and you're just looking for a scapegoat. And
Yep.
it's annoying that you want to do that, but if you want to do that, at least be honest and stop lying to yourself and say, I'm looking for a scapegoat.
And then cry into your really
Yeah.
shitty 30% APR credit card while you fill up your Silverado.
Exactly. Well, speaking of trucks
Mm-hmm.
that are more fuel efficient, the Ford Maverick exists.
Yeah, it's that little unibody small pickup,
Look at
right?
this cool spy shot I found. Count the exhaust on that.
That looks like an ST bumper or something.
That's like
Ew.
they're gonna make like an ST kind of Maverick. And
What?
I'm not mad at that.
What engine are they going to put in this? Because it already has the 2.3 turbo, which I think is their spiciest 4-cylinder.
They're gonna probably hot up the 2.3 turbo.
You don't think they're going to try to jam the twin turbo
I hope
2.7
not.
in there?
I hope not. I like the 2.3. It's a good engine. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, now that all
the bottom
gaskets
end,
have been
the
fixed.
bottom end scatters itself at exactly 500 horsepower. But you put a girl in it, it's fine.
What?
What the girdle?
A block girdle.
I thought you said something else, and I was like, wait a second.
A
I'm
block
what?
girdle. Yeah.
Girl?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Put a block girl in
A
there.
block girdle, and then they'll hold
I thought you
everything
just
together.
said, just put a girl in there, and I was like, what?
No,
She
why?
can run 500 horsepower in one.
Context, Sonny. Why would I ever say something like that?
Oh, there's a few photos in here. I actually saw this on Autoblog, but I didn't. I
yeah,
didn't click into it.
I'm kind of like here for this because they have like cool like over fenders and stuff.
I mean, I hate pickups, but if you make it as small as you possibly can, that helps.
And that's the thing. This is edging closer to my the size I want out of a pickup. Like I need the smallest possible pickup.
We have briefly talked about that in a
Yeah.
product that we will never get here anymore. But
But we are also getting closer and closer to the day which I can just import a Toyota BB deck van,
I don't know what a BB deck van is.
Scion XB pickup.
Oh, what? Like a first gen XB?
You haven't heard of that?
No.
Yeah, Google the BB deck van. They're rad. It's a perfect pickup. It's exactly
Was
what
that
I'm looking for.
the same era, so like 2003?
Yes.
Oh man.
We just didn't get it.
What the hell is this? Oh no.
This is what I need.
You could just make one. You could just have it now.
No. I want the fact that it's a BB because it's got suicide doors in the back.
It only has 2 doors.
The driver's side is a suicide door,
Oh, okay.
which is really cool.
Can't you just like import a half cut and weld it onto an XB?
No.
Can't you just import one secretly and put an XB VIN on
I
it?
could just wait like a couple of years until 2002.
You're going to be
cars.
waiting a year longer than me.
Yeah. But I'm going to have an XB deck van, which is
And
very cool.
And I'm on time.
Because this is what I want. I want a van, primarily, that I can hose the back end out of. And that's exactly what this is.
I've never heard about this before today. Why is this just now coming up?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before.
I don't think you have.
Well, it's really cool. It's got that weird little roll bar thing. I really like it a lot. And like, what I really want is a Suzuki Servo or Mighty Boy. But
Mighty
they're,
Boy,
They're,
hell
they're
yeah.
too terribly old for me to feasibly use as like a reasonable hauling vehicle.
No. It says the couple that have a 61 Buick.
Yeah, but that's not a reasonable hauling vehicle.
That's
a-
my vehicle.
That's
That's why I said the
Jana's-
couple.
That's Jana's Buick. For
You guys are
driving.
going to have to get ready to share real soon.
That's the car she drives to hair appointments and to Back to the 50s. That's what it exists for.
That's fine. That's why I have the Vespa.
It's basically a Vespa. That's all it is. A
You
Buick's-
guys just have a
No.
bigger American ear Vespa.
He just
That's all.
uses my van right now, and I yell at him about it. So
So I
But
mean,
you
like-
have a better van. Why?
it doesn't
my
fit
Mazda
this
5?
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no, because the inside I can't close it out.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a big.
You're hosing out the carpeted innards of a
Yeah,
Sienna?
I can't do that. No.
True.
No, I have to.
We just
we
vacuum
have to
my
put,
van.
Yeah, we have to put a tarp down and everything. It's a whole thing. And I have to worry about the headliner. So the headliner gets dirty, and I'm like just turbo fucked. Like, and then like
True.
loading and unloading. If I put an engine back there, I can't just like use a hoist in the Sienna. I have to pull the engine out of the van to put a hoist in there. And it's like,
Just use your Fiat. I've had inline sixes in those.
so inline sixes, yes, but like let's say I buy myself a 61 Buick and I want to rebuild the
You
engine.
could put a nail head in a Fiat 500, no problem.
Yeah, but getting it out is the problem.
No, it's not. It's the same as going in.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same as going in. That engine's not light.
So?
It weighs more than a Hemi
So?
of the era,
I've had 2 BMW M50s and 2 manual swaps in the back of a Fiat 500.
which are much easier to fit into the car.
I'm just saying weight-wise. I'm not worried about it fitting.
Yeah,
It'll
but
fit.
it's the form factor of
It'll fit.
it will
He's
fit
just
in the
making
car.
excuses.
No, it's getting into the car. It will physically fit in the car,
Excuses.
but it's the form factor of getting it out of the car
Oh,
without
that'll be
breaking the engine or the car.
Well, you just need a ratchet strap. A nice big heavy-duty one. Get it. Like the key is getting the picker as close to the intake manifold as you can.
Yeah, that's the issue because the 2 mounting points on the nail
Ignore
head,
those. No,
yeah, they're
no,
very
you just
far
run
away.
ratchet straps around them. The mounting points, I agree, are horseshit on engines. Like they're in the wrong spot always. That's why you just circumnavigate the thing twice with ratchet straps, and then it's integral to your picker arm.
They weigh 500 pounds. dry.
That is not that bad.
That's
M50s weigh 380 pounds. I had 2 of them in the back of my 500.
350 pounds that's 150 pounds less.
I had 2 of them in the
Okay.
500.
But you're still lifting them independently, though. You
They're-
didn't put them. You didn't lift them out at the same time.
The deck height is lower on an overhead valve V8
what
than it
I'm-
is
what
on an
I'm-
inline 6 twin cam.
Anyway, so what I'm saying is, with a Scion deck van, I could perfectly that tiny little bed would perfectly fit a nailhead. It
All
would
I'm hearing
fit
is
that,
excuses, and small car load posting will be ashamed of you.
and it will also fit exactly enough mulch for me to use.
There is something reasonable I finally heard out of you.
Hang
today.
on, I'm not done. Because both of those things suck to clean up, and when I'm done with it, I can take a power washer.
You just need
and
to not care about your interior anymore.
Well, I'm not worried about the interior. It's electrical problems.
No, it'll be fine.
I don't know electrical problems. That's what I don't want to do with the Fiat's got Canvas electrical system.
It'll be fine.
I don't want to. I don't want to have. Like, I don't want to stuff my brakes. My
No,
airbag goes
just
off.
don't wash it out. Just leave it dirty.
Well, then I have to smell things.
Not necessarily.
I would have to smell
Just
50-year-old
put a
coolant.
tarp in there. It'll be fine.
But
Or just take the back seats out entirely. That's what I did when I transported
you know,
engines.
it
But
makes
it's fine.
sense. Yeah, changing out the back seats would make sense.
It's like 3 bolts. It's not too bad.
But anyway, the Scion deck fan would also be hilarious because that would trigger every single like truck bro ever. They
That
would be
is correct.
so upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be
Will be.
perfect. Yeah, they would be. They will
That's a
be.
pretty short deck on the back there, so I don't know. Oh, sorry, I had you muted.
Oh, I was just making I like trucks better than small cars noises. I like.
Oh, I saw the motion, so I knew something was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing is also with a van.
Slowly going crazy because of the caffeine and it just hit.
No,
and I'm
no,
like,
quickly.
With the other thing is, since it's also technically a van,
Mm-hmm.
they can say, well, why don't you get a real truck? I'm like, I don't even own a truck, dude. I own a van. They go, you have a bed on it? I'm like, it's called a deck van. It's its own thing. So I can be a dick to everybody and be an absolute elitist, just like scumbag with this.
You're going to start a group called Scumbag Elitist Deck Vans?
Yes, it'd be perfect. It'd be so amazing. That van is just great on so many levels. It's the ultimate troll, and it's so useful. As you control everybody, and then also be just as useful as their
Well,
vehicles.
I'm glad your import thing is going to be useful, because mine will be useless.
Yes, that's true. Yeah,
It'll be very different.
You're getting
A two-seat minivan, basically.
You're getting a coupe van, and I'm getting a pickup van.
love it.
Yeah, like
I
a
like
giant
that.
full-size two-seater,
We
essentially.
just love small vans that also do other things.
That's totally fine.
Vans that aren't really vans.
I like that, too. And the first-gen XB is a great vehicle, so it was even economical. I mean,
Yeah,
they ruined it with the second-gen XB.
because the second gen XB was not BB. The BB was a one-off generation. By the time we had got it, it had been in production since like 1996.
Ah,
Yeah. And then the second generation was actually called like a Toyota like Axios or something. It was not even the same thing. It just had a vaguely similar form factor.
sure.
But like the BB form factor is pretty common in Japan. Like everybody makes an equivalent of a BB. Like Honda
Because they
makes
have small cars there.
yeah,
We
like
just
Honda
don't
makes
anymore.
a Life, and like Toyota makes that, and like Mitsubishi has
What
like
should we
the-
call this car? Life.
Well, they also have a car called the That's, and Daihatsu has a car called the Naked.
Of course Daihatsu does. I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, and Honda has just wacky names.
On the heels of Tire Day,
But yeah, Honda, they had a That's, and they also had a Today. You could make an entire sentence out of Hondas.
that's today City Turbo.
Yeah, exactly. That's today's city. I wonder if they have a yesterday.
They probably do. I mean, we saw what they called a Highlander in Japan. So
Yeah, they probably have a car that's just a common. They probably have cars that are just like punctuation as well. So you can just have an entire sentence be a Honda like model lineup from like the mid 2000s.
you can print one brochure and you're done.
Yeah, exactly. All the
Just
cars.
page through one like flip book style.
Exactly.
Honda, that's today City. Likewise, you too also.
10-year warranty. Ah, man, I really want the 10-year warranty. What does it come with? It comes with a 5-year warranty, but we call it a 10-year. The warranty
Okay,
means it's
so
just
this
a-
is
it's a
now
reliable-
airplane.
Yeah.
Roger.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right. One more political-ish topic before we get on to your last
Yes.
one here. But remember just a couple of years ago, in the thick of the baloney, the National Fuel Economy CAFE standards were rolled back significantly by the previous administration. But wholeheartedly, I could say, most car manufacturers were just flipping the bird and saying, we're going to continue on because cars need to get more efficient
Yes.
because that's a huge problem. Luckily, this has now been undone. So instead of 24 mpg by 2026, which was a significant rollback from I think 36,
Yeah.
it has now been brought up to 40. So this is a national, like a company
Yeah.
average, but still, like, I have to say, the fact that companies are able to hit these targets, presumably with a fuel combustion engine, is incredible.
It's designed to not happen. It's designed to be...
I think it's possible.
Yeah, it is, but it's designed to make it prohibitively expensive to have all of your cars be gassers. And, like, in America, if we said you just cannot make gas cars, we would literally have a civil war. I'm not exaggerating. I genuinely think that would be the tipping point of a civil war in this country. So we can't obviously say that. We can just say, yes, you can have a fuel efficient, you can have a gas car, but if you have a long bed dually pickup, it needs to get 100 miles per gallon. Like, we'd make some like nonsense like that,
Right.
to make it like, okay, yeah, you can, and then just make it actually impossible to make it a real functional vehicle.
Right, or like you'd have to put so much plug-in electrical in it to get it to eke that
yeah.
out in a cycle.
I also, being somebody that lives in the modern world, I am nostalgic for the past, but I also understand, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, we need to move on. Like, there's probably, there were people.
We do, and like to your point, this will increase like hybridity a lot and like, full EVs a lot, but like
Just imagine how pissed off stonemasons were when people started making weapons out of copper.
and how pissed off metalworkers were when plastic
Yeah,
came out.
like, dude, like, it's just, it's the passage of time.
I
Get
just
over it.
wanted to talk about thermal
Yeah.
efficiency on engines.
Yeah, no,
but
I think
that's
it's really
fine.
cool, but it's like so many people just get so obsessed, like, dude, you're ruining your whole life. You're choosing to be mad. Like, just roll with it. Like, whatever.
Like,
the
remember
world is
when cars got 9 mpg?
the world's always getting worse. Okay, cool, whatever. Move on. Get on
like
with
that's
it.
a thing that happened.
People-
Nobody's gonna
And then-
stop for you. Nobody's gonna stop for you.
No
Like,
child left behind, Ryan.
Yeah, like I'm not. Nobody's ever gonna stop. Cause like, hey, dude, Cletus is pissed that he can't drive his 9-mile-per-gallon truck anymore. We should probably.
Well, and it's
listen
not
to him.
that. It's like you can't buy a new 9-mile-per-gallon
Yeah.
truck.
And that's the thing. It's like
And
no.
I think people go from you can't, like, we can't allow companies to keep making these,
Right.
and they go, you're gonna take mine.
No,
and
the
it's like,
clickbait
no,
article,
no.
yeah.
They're not gonna.
We're not gonna take yours.
Yeah.
We just want to hold companies
No new
accountable.
ones.
Yeah, and like eventually, yeah, it will be prohibitively expensive for you to daily drive this ridiculous vehicle. It's also prohibitively expensive for you to daily drive your Stanley Steamer, freaking like 2x2 or whatever the hell they were called, like in the pre-war era. Also,
2 episodes in a row, pre-war bell.
speaking of pre-war stuff, I thought of the modern equivalent of a steam engine. It's hydrogen. They did.
But that's still just an internal combustion engine. I mean, you
Yeah,
can just
well,
run a regular 4-stroke engine on that.
Yeah, but what I was saying is, I've always like been like saying like I've always said that there's always steam enthusiasts that were like just pissed when the gasser engine came around, and I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, that's
So-
what I was talking about. I'm like, and I like jogs my mind. I'm like, all right, well, like 100 years ago this time we had steam, we had gas, and we had electric.
Yep.
We still have electric and
And
gas.
gas.
What happened to steam? Well, steam was ridiculous, but like obviously water is the most abundant thing that you can possibly make. Like
for now.
yeah, well, hydrogen is like the
Right.
most abundant thing in the universe. Like it would be stupid not to even attempt to run something off of that. I'm like, oh yeah, hydrogen.
I mean,
cars,
other than the
duh.
fact it's a net loss in energy to produce it right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
right
if they
now.
can crack that, great. It
Yeah.
is the answer. But like you're putting in like 1 1/4 units to get 1 out.
Yeah, I think eventually hydrogen will be the way that you have to go with an internal combustion engine. And hydrogen cars sound fine. If you take an
Yeah, they're fine.
you take a muffler off a Honda Clarity, it sounds just like any other gas or engine.
That's just
Sounds
the,
like balls because it was designed to never be heard. But
Well,
like,
I'm sure it's an Atkinson cycle engine and all that kind of shit. But
Yeah.
no, it's still. I mean, yes. Other than having to replace your fuel tank with a fuel like
I think
can or I don't know pressure vessel.
so. Like people are really worried that like, Toyota's putting no effort into electric cars, and yeah, rightfully so. But I also think
They
that
are now because they're late to the party.
yeah, they're very late to the party. But I also think that while Toyota's this entire time they've been putting effort into hydrogen.
Just
I
like
think-
BMW did.
yeah,
which
exactly.
is they're also super late because they
Yeah.
let I die on the vine.
But I think that if Toyota does pull off the hydrogen thing, they will be the Tesla of hydrogen. Because hydrogen, once you have a functioning good hydrogen car,
Infrastructure. That's it.
Yeah,
the cars
it's-
have been good for 30 years.
well, there wasn't infrastructure for Teslas when they made the Roadster.
I know.
But that's the thing is,
But Tesla did it, so
Tesla-
Toyota could do infrastructure.
Tesla made the Roadster the sexy EV, which made EVs desirable.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is, you can have all the infrastructure in the world, but if nobody wants to buy the car because it's seen as like Lisa Simpson's car, which is literally how EVs are seen, is like they were just like the annoying liberal car.
I
and
can't go very fast or very far.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
If you drive me, people will think you're gay.
yeah, that's literally what they said on The Simpsons.
And The Simpsons.
Yeah, but like then Tesla came around, they made them sexy. Like that's what you need to do. Is you need to make the product sexy.
Yep.
And all right, back to pre-war. Stanley Steamer made the steam car sexy. Like it was like that was the cool thing to have. Is like you had the white, and the white steam car was like that's super luxurious. A steam car in that era was totally equal on all fronts for sexiness to other cars. So yeah, I think that if
dumb.
Toyota's able to make hydrogen sexy, like that will be their saving grace. I think with Toyota becoming the cool car company,
I need to collaborate with Porsche because how much money they're dumping into this.
I'm actually really curious. This is not getting to my whole point here. Is I think Toyota might be playing a line game here, making the Corolla and everything really cool right now. So when they come out with a hydrogen car, it will be a cool car. And then, yes, it's a huge pain in the ass to live with. But look how effing cool you are when everybody else's car doesn't make any noise.
Right.
So I think that's what Toyota's like long game is. It's like 10, 15 years in the future.
Yep.
Because also, when Tesla came out, like in 2008?
Yeah, the Roadster was released to the public in 2008.
So like 15 years ago, 15 years prior to that would be 1993. In 1993, if you said
That was like the EV1.
well, no, that was later in the 90s. But 1990,
so.
in 1993, if you ask somebody, do you think the coolest car in the world?
You're right, 96.
Yeah, like if in 1993, if you ask somebody, do you think the coolest thing that you could possibly own in 20 years is going to be an electric vehicle? They'd tell you to kick rocks.
Right.
And then come 2013, Tesla's all over the place. Every influencer had one.
Yep.
Like that was the cool car to have.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's totally possible that
As long as Toyota
can
doubles down on infrastructure after
Yeah.
the cool product, which they could do.
Yeah, and who knows? Like Tesla's whole thing is their stopgap was, here's a car charger that you can have in your house, and we'll install it for you. Like that was their whole like stopgap measure while they make a public infrastructure.
There's still one of those at Road America, and it's hilarious
That's awesome.
for the Roadster.
I love that.
Yep. It's on PlugShare. I'm like, when was the last time somebody checked in here?
That's so funny. But like, I think that Toyota could totally do that, and all you have to do is just make the car cool. You make it a cool car, not a daily driver, but you make it the cool thing, and so people that are looking for daily drivers will want the cool daily driver, because people who buy Ferraris are much more willing to deal with bullshit than people that are buying Honda Civics.
My only real rebuttal to that right now is they can't just come put a giant hydrogen tank in your backyard so you can fill your car at home.
No.
Like you can
True.
with an
No, you
electric
can't.
car.
But
they could make an infrastructure in popular areas where there's one every 20 miles.
Yeah, or they can make a smaller thing where it's like you have like a HHO gas. Yeah, HHO gas, like production thing that you set up like off your water.
When they turn it into a liquid binder, problem solved.
I think that's
But
what
that's
they're
what
trying to do.
Porsche's working on. So that's
Yeah.
why I think Toyota and Porsche, like they're both clearly in this camp, just spend all your money together.
Yeah,
Figure it out.
they're
'Cause
figuring it out. Yeah.
More options is more better.
Yeah, and I'm willing to give up engine noises. But I like
For a
engine
daily,
noises.
yeah. But like it makes me want the cars that make noise more.
Yeah, like I like making engine noise. Like the Buick sounds really cool. Like it sounds wet and cool. Like I'm very okay with
Trying to
having.
make a wet noise.
Yeah.
Right now, so.
I'm.
No,
I'm
that
like-
sounds like, well, maybe a wet four-cylinder.
Yeah.
That sounded like a Clark Tug from the 40s.
Yes, it did.
You can just hear it. It's like the chitty chitty bang bang, just valves not working quite right noise.
Well, I guess since you talked about Porsche, it's right that I talk about Mercedes, and I want to talk about Mercedes being a liar. And if you can click my first link, where it
The
says
one
liar,
that says liar, the
Make
hyperlink.
sure there's noise on from the whatever it streams on the stream for the hyperlink.
Let me pause it real quick. Desktop audio.
Oh, there we go. All right, and make sure you click liar, liar. It's Miracle Max's wife.
Let me just play this once more. Okay.
All right,
Yep.
now click on it. Mercedes said that they
This
invented.
takes a moment. Hold on. All right.
Mercedes says that
Second
they
link.
invented the road sensing suspension system, and that's goddamn bullshit. They are so full of shit. It's coming out of their ears. Liars. Because Mercedes did not invent that. It was Nissan.
I thought it. Okay.
Yeah, no, Nissan had a sonar-based road sensing suspension system
That's
in the
insane.
Leopard and in the Maxima in like 1984. And it was bad because it was 80s, but Mercedes can't say it. They made a fucking road sensing suspension system first because they didn't. But yeah, it is really amazing. They use sonar and it was really cool.
Like sonar is
The whales would have been so
cool.
pissed
Yeah.
off if you drove next to them.
So if I remember
That's not a
correctly,
whale
That's a
noise.
Nissan Leopard. That
I
guy.
feel like people were like, putting like aftermarket stereos and stuff into these cars like in the 2000s, and they still had the sonar suspension thing, even though they took the air suspension out. They still had the sonar sensor, and it would actually interfere with their stereos if they didn't use shielded wiring.
Oh my god.
So your subwoofer.
I'm
just
thinking
go
of
boom,
like the
boom,
leakiest,
boom,
most
boom,
FCC.
Boom, boom. You just drive around this like awful subwoofer making a bumping noise every time your sonar like goes.
A constant 2.4 gigahertz bum.
Boom, boom.
Oh my
Yeah, because
god.
they probably didn't know that it was.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You import one of these
I feel
30
like-
years later to a different country.
I feel like I saw like I feel like I saw like a forum post in Australia about that or something, where it's just like because I wrote a listing or I wrote an article for Japanese nostalgia car about the Leopard.
I feel like these could jam radar guns accidentally.
Probably.
You import one, like every country's got like a different spectrum that they allocate to different things. So this radar could be at the exact same frequency that KA band is, and you could be committing a felony.
That would be hilarious.
Just like
so-
accidentally.
So
I'm gonna get you.
this isn't
Why?
just like us saying
I
that
don't understand.
Mercedes says they did it first. When you look at their press release, they literally say we have and if you scroll down, they have a copy pasta of what it says. It says the AMG sports suspension based on Magic body control comes standard with road surface scan, the world's first suspension with eyes. Goes without saying that the S65 AMG offers supreme exclusivity in design. And then they go further into detail about how it adjusts the road. It will adjust its firmness to the surface of the road. And then if you look below, it's a supersonic suspension that they made with sonar sensors for the Nissan Leopard in 1984.
Germans need to figure out how to read Japanese.
Or it's in English too.
Okay. Well,
It's
the
a
ad is-
supersonic suspension.
Well, yeah,
right
but
there.
what does that mean?
It means supersonic suspension. You
No,
look at it.
looks like there's a Wi-Fi being pointed at the ground.
Yeah, and it's called Sonic. And you see little waves, and you go, oh, it's connected to the springs. I wonder if it adjusts the damping. So, yeah, I'm just
Okay,
very
Mr.
salty.
Ed.
I'm very salty about
It is a
uh,
Wi-Fi symbol at the ground.
it is pretty much.
I mean, yeah, except this came way earlier.
But, yeah, like, we even mentioned this, and, like, they have my article, like, we mentioned this in 2018, that they did that, and so, like, it was very apparent, and it's not like that article wasn't read. That was one of our most read articles of the year, was the consider the following on the M30. So,
Oh my god, every Japanese code for something is some BMW code for something.
I know, right?
And I honestly think the M30 BMW predated this, because that was an engine family that came out in the 60s.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, this is just the M class of the 3-liter.
Then the M Class was a later Mercedes. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah,
There's too much inbreeding on chassis code, people.
it's really funny.
They're all friends. They're
This
just
is
doing
also-
it to piss them
This is
off.
also the Leopard that it came in was an F31.
F31.
Yeah, which
like,
is
like Dr.
also,
Wiggs.
Yeah, which is
Yep.
yeah, exactly a 5 Series wagon.
These guys are all in a Discord chat together.
And
And
this
they're
was
like,
also
dude,
it was a chassis code as well. It was the F31. Like it was the F31 chassis Leopard. It also came the Bluebird as well, which became the Maxima.
yep. The electric Bluebird that company in Britain did was super cool.
Yeah, very cool. But yeah, I just think like it's not like this wasn't known.
I like that you made me
Mercedes-
play 2 links just for this.
Mercedes they were just lying through their teeth, hoping that somebody forgot, and that there was some nerdy dickhead in Minnesota that wrote a whole article, and now he's mad because I know for a effing fact that they read that.
Oh yeah. Oh, with how much Mercedes spends on R&D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also how much.
Maybe if they stopped copying things and innovating again, like the W126,
They
we'd
would
have better
known
product.
that. Yeah, they would have had a better product, and not just made a 30 or 40-year-old Nissan. So there you go. Go buy yourself an S65 and get yourself
Instead of a W220
and
S65
get yourself
AMG.
some 40-year-old Nissan technology.
Bam.
Jerks.
Bye.
Bye.